Good morning, afternoon, everybody. Welcome to episode 43 of House Flipper. We are currently going to go in and do the garden for our house that we're flipping for profit. To the best of my knowledge, what you do in the garden doesn't particularly affect your buyers, but it does affect your ability to earn more on your price. So if you do a really good job of your garden, you'll actually get a percentage of what your sale price is added to the profit you make. While I'm tempted, I have actually tried putting toys and kid stuff out in the garden, but that doesn't seem to affect the buyers who don't like toys and kid stuff. So I'm hoping that changes a little bit. This is our house as it stands. As you can see, garden's an absolute abomination. Inside it's not so bad. And we have one very happy Raphael Urco as our buyer. So we're going to do a garden with Raphael Urco in mind, and that will be probably just a modern garden without, that's cute, without a lot of plants. But before we get started into the actual design, what we're going to do is just get rid of some of the weeds. Technically I could mow them and get rid of them. I just prefer to do it this way. Just see if I can, there it is. Right, weeding is really good. Once you get the perk that enables you to find your weeds in the mini-map, it becomes a lot easier. So that's usually one of the first perks I buy, is the ability to find weeds, simply because it helps you accomplish your missions a lot quicker. And there's the other one. So what I'm literally doing is I'm looking at the, so we've got molehills in the back of this yard as well. That's going to make mowing interesting. When I move around a bit more, we'll find them as the red circles up in the top of our mini map. Yep, there we go. So we're going to go chase a mole as well while we're here. Actually, I might do that before I mow, because it'll just make my mowing life so much easier. Look out, Mr. Mole, we're coming for you. That eviction notice is long overdue. Some of these weeds are really pretty. And some of them not so much. So what I'm going to do is just clear out the weeds first, and then I'm going to go and take out the mole and his creations, or her creations. It's a bit hard to tell. Pretty sure Raphael Urco is not going to want a mole digging holes through his gravel. Or, you know, making life awkward for his swimming pool. One of the two. The other reason I tend to go through and do the weeds like this is it also gives me a bit of a feel for what's in the garden. So you'll notice that there are quite a few trees which don't exist in a modern garden. So if I had been making this for the Jantarts, say, or the Johnsons, I would probably keep the trees. But I think as it stands, I'm going to get rid of them. So there will be some axing to go with our mowing. Actually, we might do that before the mowing as well, because the mower doesn't like to work its way around trees, so it'll be a lot quicker if I just get rid of them to start with too. Alright, that looks like I've managed to clear out all the weeds. We'll just do a quick roam around the yard to make sure. Actually, while we're roaming, we might as well take out the tree. Axing is fun. Again, your axe will hit where the little white dot is. I'm not sure if there's much of a rhyme or reason to it. I note that the tree's little circle in the minimap has now turned orange, which means possibly it's being broken. This is taking forever. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. just hold it steady for a bit. There we go. Just press E to remove the tree trunk. That used to be a lot harder. You used to have to switch over to your hand to move it. Alright, I'm just going to see what happens if I don't wriggle that button around a bit more when I'm axing. Okay, so I lied. So the first part of this video is just going to be garden prep. Need to remove the trunk. We'll get to the molehills in just a minute. Okay, so you do need to move that dot a little bit along so that you're getting, so the trunk is broken pretty much all the way along across the area you're trying to axe. Just going to bring that down a little bit. After that I've got nothing. I don't know how to make it go faster. Oh, come on. We have the happy music playing while I axe the tree to pieces. Got to be a little bit of irony in that somewhere. Maybe if I bring that up. Nope, that's not going to work. Alright, let's just stick where we're at. Kind of feel like that scene in June where the guy is standing there and he yells at the rock, "Break!" As if that's going to work. When they're testing out the power of Muad'Dib's new name. Yay! Alright. I don't need to change it to hand, it's just easier. Let's go and get rid of these molehills. We will hunt them down in the mini-map. There's another one. Oh, really? I shall chase him with my hammer. Go away, mole. Hey, oh, he went under the house. That can't be a good thing. Well, if you don't say anything to Raphael, neither will I. Unless, of course, he makes a mess in the lounge room, then we're in trouble. Very quickly get rid of these. It's relatively easy to know once you've finished. There'll be a little pop-up on the top left-hand side. The mole mounds are gone. Great work. Unfortunately, none of our clients seem to respond to that. They all look pretty stoic about everything. Actually, let's just do a quick whippersnip first. And it always makes me wonder, have I offended them? Do they really like moles? Maybe I should have left the mole in. Perhaps he was a selling point. You know, small pieces of idiocy like that. Alrighty, let's just run around the edge a bit more. The reason I'm going around the edges is because the mower doesn't. Also, the mower doesn't do inside the hedge line, so I'm actually pruning inside the hedge, and then I'll come back along it and create a bit of a barrier. Alrighty. A bit of an open space, so this is just supposed to make my life a bit easier when I start mowing. A self-driving mower would do that a lot more, but something tells me that's just not going to happen. And go this way. Alright, oops. Mind you, it's not the mower's fault I can't steer, so... Alrighty. Missed a bit. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the mini-map at the moment. I'm wondering why I don't see the green for the grass that needs to be cut. Because usually I use that as an indication just to tell me where I'm at. Oops. There we go. Just get this bit done. Oops, oh dear. Now that was a bit silly because I could have sold that one for profit. Alrighty. Just get this section here done. And that bit's done as well. And we'll just get along here. Oh yeah, I forgot to get rid of that. Cool, okay. Alright, now when we mow, we shouldn't have any problems with our edges. So we'll just grab that mower. Very often you can't pop him down. Oh, that's just changed. There we go. Close to the thing, but alright, WASD keys for movement and the space bar to just get things done. I'm going to drift it. Ah, looks like I missed a tree. So tree chopping can take a little bit of time. There's bound to be a better way than what I'm doing it though. Eat. Okay, where's my mower? Oh yeah, I'll put it away. Don't panic, we're not going to try and paint the lawn, tempting as that is. Alright, sometimes you just can't get the mower to sit where you want it to sit, so you just pop it down. And we'll just back it up. Oops, sorry mower. Move it that way. And it does help if you remember to hit that left mouse button just to get it to go down. There we go. Alrighty. This is something I haven't really got the hang of yet. Man, driving like a drunken monkey again today. Alright, if you have a look at the mini-map now, you'll see that we have the grass icons up. You'll see we've got light green grass for the grass that's been mowed, and dark green grass for the grass that we've missed. There we go. All done with that one. Man, I'm bad at this. Here we go. I think this has become my next most dreaded task in House Flipper, is mowing the lawn. It used to be washing the windows, but then they fixed that up and made that actually quite easy to do. And now it's mowing the lawn because I'm hopeless with my mouse movements and my keys. So it just means I need to mow more lawns, I think. Alrighty. So what I'm doing here is I'm pressing the W key, but I've angled the mower, so so it kind of drifts. Now this does work sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. You generally need a fence to work along. There we go. We'll just get through this as quick as we can. So this is just part of your yard prep. It's just simply, it's easier to work out what you're going to do with the garden once you've mowed it and taken out all the obstacles. I'm trying to remember what it is that I always forget about modern gardens, and I always get a low grade on the equipment. And last time I checked, I actually forgot to stop and read the description properly, so I knew what I was doing wrong. So this time I have to remember to do that once we get into the garden competition section. So right now I'm flying semi-blind. I've got my plant selection up and I've got the graveling and bits up, but it's just that equipment bit. I'm trying to work out what I'm missing. Alright, nearly done. Some people will take you, like, will go away and just record this section or not record this section at all, but this is all part of playing Garden Flipper and House Flipper, so you will spend some time mowing lawns, especially if you want to maximise your profit. I always hope that you know, I'll look over on that corner where those clients are when I finished mowing and they'll be like, yay, we love a neatly mowed lawn. It's like, that would be awesome. Hasn't happened yet though, but it'll one day maybe. We can hope. Almost done. Round we go. Almost like a ball one. Whoops. Right, it looks like we're done pretty much with that part of the garden, so we'll just get rid of our mower. So pretty much one of the things we're going to be doing... Oh no, I've missed a whole big patch of grass. That's me being overly optimistic. What we're going to be doing next is working out where we want to put our paths in, what sort of stuff we want to put in. I think I should be putting in a gazebo at some point. I just want to try and experiment because I can't remember if I gravel whether or not I'm going to be able to put a path down on top of it. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'll just put the gravel down where I intend to, because I can always lift the path up. So we'll go into the garden, we'll go to surfaces. Let's go with single coloured square gravel. We'll just buy many of those. Alright, and that should be enough to tell me whether or not I can do what I'm thinking of doing. So surfaces, we'll go to paving slabs. Thinking of trying something I haven't tried before, except that I kind of really like this one up the top. So maybe not beige, orange. You know what, it looks like the grey is going to win out on this one. Let's go with that. Alright, I'm just going to dump that down. You know what? I can pave over gravel. Excellent. So rather than do what we did last time, which is put down all the pavers first and then gravel around it, I am just going to go nuts and gravel everything, all the things. And just get that bit out of the way because it drives me crazy. So stone aggregate. I can do it as a square. Let's just do it as a square and get going with it. Alright, I'm going to try and run this up along the edge. Just because that way I won't have any bits hanging out. And we'll do the same here. So I'm just I'm keeping the the left mouse button down, and I'm just walking using the W key. And try not to move once I get the aim right. Try not to move where I've got it. Oh, awesome. I can do inside the hedge. Okay. And we'll go this way. So you notice with paths, if you're ever wanting just to gravel specific bits of lawn, paths will act as an edge. Regardless of whether or not you gravel over the edge, the gravel will stop there. So that's kind of handy when you're trying to be more precise. At the moment I'm just trying to get the coverage. And the other thing you'll notice is if you wobble when you're near a wall, you'll get this red square, which means you're not putting any gravel down at all. Which makes it really awkward when you just want to cover a certain amount. Alright, nearly done with the edging. After that it'll be a little bit easier. Now, there was a patch over here I messed up. Yep. Alright, so pretty much all I'm going to do now is just literally colour this whole place in with gravel. And the good thing about modern gardens is they actually are one of the quicker gardens to do. Depending how fancy you want to get, I've seen some magnificent modern gardens that would have taken ages, I think. But mine remain relatively simple. You'll notice also that you can hear the gravel pouring down even on areas that you've covered. So just be aware that, as with tiles, you can gravel over spaces that you've been and it will cost you. Okay. So I'm looking at the clock there, and I'm noticing that we've gotten to about the 25-minute mark. I don't want to keep you much longer than that, so what I might do is we might stop once we get this side pat done, and then tomorrow I will finish with the gravelling and we'll get straight into the planting. But you get the idea. Basically we're just going to gravel the entire garden, and then we're going to start putting down what are we doing? We're going to start putting down furnishings and furniture to go with it. Alright. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for hanging with me. If you like the content of this video, then please hit that like button. If you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe. And I'll catch you all tomorrow. Thanks for hanging with me today, guys.